What's up? It's your girl Nemo, and welcome back to another video of Dye vs. Dye, or welcome if you're new. This is the series where usually I take similar colors from different brands and compare them to each other. Sometimes, like lately, I've been doing a lot of taking the same shade range from the same brand and comparing them. Today, I decided I'm going to do Kiss Blues. So yeah, what I do in this series is I swatch all the colors on the hair behind it. I let it sit, rinse in cold water, compare the results of that. Then I do fade testing, which is where I wash 5 times in cold water and color safe shampoo, compare the results of that. Then I do another 5 more washes in hot water and dandruff shampoo to simulate if you are intentionally trying to strip the color and compare the results of that. So if that sounds interesting, please subscribe, leave a like, and I'm going to go ahead and get into it. So the shades we're using today is Cyan, Aquamarine, Azure, Sapphire, and Blue Moonlight. I believe this is all the blues in the Kiss color line. At least that's all the ones that I was able to find on Amazon, so I went ahead and got them. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start with the swatching. Okay, all the colors are applied. I'm going to go ahead and let this sit for 1 hour, come back after rinsing in cold water and compare the results of that, and then we will get on with the fading tests. Here they are after the initial rinse, and one thing I'm a little bit surprised about is the Aquamarine turned out to be the darkest. Typically, I think Aquamarine, and I kind of imagine like a turquoise, and even on the bottles, it didn't look like it would have been the darkest. I would have expected the Blue Moonlight to be the darkest, which it is like the second darkest, but just kind of based on the bottles, I was trying to put them in order of what seemed like it would have been the lightest to darkest, and I was very wrong about this. It's a pretty color. It's just a lot deeper and darker than I expected it to be. That's all. Also, these last 3 on the end are all pretty similar to each other. You almost didn't need this many different shades of blue if they were going to come out this similarly, but that's okay. The Cyan is a pretty sky blue, a little bit darker than sky blue, but I'm sure after a few washes it'll be looking a little more pastel. We'll see. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and move on with the wash tests, fading tests, whatever you want to call it, and wash 5 times in cold water and color safe shampoo, and then we'll do the hot water after that. Here we are after the first 5 washes in cold water and color safe shampoo. No big changes. One thing I did mean to mention was Whenever I first had colored these and was rinsing them out, the only one that really bled was the aquamarine. All the other colors, surprisingly, did not really bleed at all in the sink as I was rinsing them out with the cold water, which is kind of surprising. Usually you get like a little bit of bleeding, but these were all very clear up until I got to the aquamarine. So just something to note. And also when I was washing, this also bled the most there. I know blues tend to be one of those colors that bleed a lot, but these have actually mostly been pretty all right in that department. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead now and do the 5 washes in hot water and dandruff shampoo and come back with those final results. All right, here are the final results, and more or less the same. These have all faded a little bit, but funnily they're still looking almost the same. The only one that's a little bit darker here is the Blue Moonlight, but just by a little bit. It's always weird to me when companies make similar shades that are so similar you pretty much can't tell them apart, when they could be focusing on making different shades of other colors. Like, for example, they have one yellow color out of 70 different shades, at least on Amazon that I can find. They've got the funky yellow and that's it. But they have all these blues and 3 of them are nearly identical. They've got the aquamarine, which is very dark, which when I think aquamarine, like I said, I think like a bright turquoise color. I don't know about y'all, but that's my expectations. And then you've got the cyan here, which is actually held up really well. It's almost no different, except you can see like a little bit of a green tint coming through. Obviously, the color it goes over is a little bit yellow. They are platinum extensions, but they're not toned, so there is a little bit of yellow there. So not too surprising, but just something to note. If you're going to do blue, it's a good idea to tone your hair first to get it as white as possible. Get rid of the yellow tones unless you're okay with it potentially going green. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, please do like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and it's a free way to support my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Peace, love, God bless.